Morning, crab to cream. So here we are. Going to see if we can just whip this engine into this MG, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. This is going to be one of those videos, another one of those videos that if you don't see it, it didn't go well. So I'll, if you're watching it, the engine and gearbox got together again, and yeah, we'll see how it goes, eh? Everything is as ready as it will be, and yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so I'll put the camera in position, and as you can see, I'm starting to lower the engine down. So I won't say much now because I'll more than likely go on like that fast speed thing.
When I'm dropping it in, mind you, it drops in pretty quick anyway. Now I've got to tilt the engine a little bit, but not much, to get it into the gearbox. Oh, it's just going to take so long. I suck it now, which I should have done before I started. How's that look now?
Right, I'll stop for a second. So I had to stop because I put the engine in, as you would have seen, but the engine wouldn't go all the way home. It would go onto the splines on the drive plate inside the clutch. However, I'll find a pointer. Because this is a MX5 gearbox, it has a spring-loaded release bearing. So the distance from here to here is 65 millimeters. So just all the pushing in the world from what I was doing would not push it home. So I'm going to have another go now, but that is a problem to be aware of, right, is that even if you get everything aligned up perfectly on the gearbox and the clutch plate, you still struggle. So I might have to put bolts in to pull this together, and that is fraught with danger, because then you get this might hit the spigot bearing and damage it. But right now it won't go all the way home, because this here is holding it off. Anyway, I'll get the engine back in again and then we will reconvene. So you're not going to believe this. I just put the engine back in again and I just gave it a little twiddle on the crankshaft and I pushed it in and it just went straight in. So my theory about the release bearing may not have been true. So as you can see now, the engine and the gearbox have now mated together. Now it was just, I don't know, I just pushed it and it went straight in. Everything aligned and it went straight in. So now I'll put the bolts in and put the engine mounts on and we're done. Mind you, I'll keep you in touch with what I'm doing, but yeah, that was a bit of a fluke, that was. Just went straight in. I didn't do anything different. All I did was I pulled the engine out and I checked the alignments of the drive plate to the treasure plate and the spigot bearing, just to make sure that there was nothing had been moved there at all. And then I just dropped it in and then just dropped it in and it just went straight in. Well, we'll put that down as damn good workmanship. Came with a certain element of luck. Well, there you go. So that's the theory about the release bearing. The engine weight must be enough to compress the release bearing. No doubt I'll have to bleed the clutch, but anyway, that's amazing. That just went in. All right, I'll yeah, one of those points where you, wow. I'll carry on and I'll update you when I've got some more of the. I'll update you when I've got the engine mounts done up and I've figured out all the engine mounts and put all that stuff together. But the first thing now, the priority is to get the engine and the gearbox bolted together with a minimum of 2 bolts. All right, bye for now. Well, yeah, speak to you soon. So here we are, maybe 2 hours in, engine's in. Hardest job, engine mountings by a long way so far. You'll have seen the engine just fell in the second time I put it in. So now the choke cable is like 16 miles too long and the throttle cable is 16 miles too short. So I'll have to change those in somehow. I think I know how I'm going to do that. Fuel line, that's an easy fix, I can make that work. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep the catch can or not yet. Don't know. The exhaust is bolted on. Carburetor is obviously on. Starter motor's in. I had to let the MX-5 gearbox mounting go to push the engine back a touch so that the engine mountings would line up. One of the oil hoses is on. Yeah, starter motor is done. So yeah, that's just a bit of an update. I've got a bit of fun to be had around here where I've got a this now needs to be on the other side of the radiator shroud, because the way I had it set up with the modifications made, yeah, it doesn't matter, that I'll fix that. So yeah, it's coming along quite well now. Everything seems to be just falling into place. Time for a spot of lunch and then I'll come back and I shall continue. So yeah, good progress so far. So here we are, end of day 1 of the install. So I've got the radiator in and that was a usual fight to get that in with the Revitec fan on. Oh, what a nightmare. But anyway, I think I've got it now, so I just have to pipe it in and yeah, should be good to go. Wherever that goes. Oh, that goes onto there, which doesn't reach anymore anyway. So I need another piece of that. I've got to figure out the wiring for from the relay, which the relay I took off and is down there. So I have to put that. Oh, chickens have come to see on how progress is going. They're everywhere. Yeah, so I've got 3 chickens in here as well now. Anyway, all right. So the oil lines are on. They're all on tight. Alternator's on. At least the heater tap fits, even though I never use it anyway. I'll have to have a bit of a look and see if I've got any spare cables in the shed. I'm sure I have. Just doesn't seem long enough, that one. Anyway, they're both the same length. The lines are both the same length, but this one's got a shed load to go and the other one's not as slack as I would like it to be. But anyway, enough waffling on about that. So I shall continue on tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get it finished and maybe get a run out of it. See how we go, eh? What do you reckon, chickens? You reckon we'll get a run tomorrow? Yeah, I think so too. Alright, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Morning. Continuing on now with the engine install, and the cooling water system is just proving to be a nightmare. Well, it's not a nightmare, but you have to cut a lot of hoses up and you have to buy a lot of hoses that don't fit this car to try and make it work, because it's got a late engine, an 18V late engine in a 74. It was on the changeover, so the 74-75 changeover. So it originally came with this thermostat housing on it. That one, which makes fitting the pipe from here to here with the thermostatic control for the fan in very difficult. So what I've gone with now is I've gone with an early one. So this one now will fit on here like this. So that's a lot easier to work with, just between here and here, and I'll get that in. However, you still need to make it work. So I saw a bit of a post the other day about gaskets. So these typically come with a cork gasket for the thermostat housing. I like to make my own gaskets when and where I can. So this is a gasket I've just made. So it's made out of a product called Clingercell. So I think you can get that. So you mark it out using an old gasket or a new gasket as a template. I always keep one gasket as a template. Mark it all out. Punch the holes in first. Put a load of little holes in here so you can cut this one out with a pair of gasket scissors, gasket sort of cutters like these. I use them. So you cut it all out, and then I go through these holes here with a drill, just to make sure that they're concentric and just that little bit big enough so that the bolt will go through. And then I use a gasket compound, typically Toyota Black, not sponsored, just saying Toyota Black. Anyway, I will now fit this, and yeah, I'll be back when we've got it all fitted. Morning, Crap to Cream, Monday morning, and it is presently 24.5 degrees centigrade. Today's going to be 35, so I've come up for an early start and hopefully get a going. So everything is now in place, or where it should be, I do believe. I changed this to an early thermostat housing, which made then the connection to the radiator quite a bit easier. So I've got my Revertech sensor in there. This is a bit of a blur. So I've got my breather, which I could hook up to the catch can here, but I've decided to go where it was originally. The fuel line, yeah, a bit close. I don't like it how close it is to the exhaust, but I'm a bit stuck because of where the inlet is. you can't do anything because that one hasn't been drilled and it's not tapped, so it is what it is. So I've fastened the fuel filter over there out of the way. So yeah, this I think this will be a bit of an anticlimax. So the heater tap's connected here but not on the dashboard. Yeah, so everything's connected up now and should be good, should go. Because this engine's been test run in this exact same setup, I think this will be a little bit of an anticlimax. It should just start up. So I'll go and place you in position and then I will go and start it. Alright then, if it shakes around a bit, that's fine. It just tells me I've got a misfire. Other than that, should be pretty smooth, and I'll go and give it a start and see what happens. Alright, so there we go. A little bit of smoke where you'd expect coming off the exhaust. Now it's hot, there's no rattles. It seems to be, sounds the same as it did on the engine test stand. I didn't expect it to start up like that, but hey, I'll take that. No big pools of liquid underneath. The coolant there's from where I was filling it up. So yeah, I'll just drop it onto the floor and take it out for a run and see how we go. But that, yeah, job done. So thank you very much indeed for subscribing. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and hopefully this might help someone if they take their engine out, or they're looking to take their engine out, and how to do it. If there's any specific bits that you want me to go through, then let me know and I will walk you through it. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about really, apart from, don't want to waffle on really, but yeah, success. Engine started, woohoo! Here we go again. Right, bye for now. So here we are, out on the test drive. Goes very nicely, a couple of rattles I didn't know I had. Well, temperature's near normal, just below normal. even the idle sorted itself out. The idle wasn't the best before.